Good morning. Welcome. Today is the 19th of June and it's around maybe 6 a.m. in Vancouver. So I was thinking about everything that happened yesterday, and there's some things that are not shown on YouTube, like the emails that I send out to the real city council members of the city of Vancouver in Canada. Like, they're real people and they're real emails, and then I post them to the G Drive, which is like an online folder that anybody in the world can just read the emails that I sent out to the Vancouver City Council. And that's available at rene4pm.com via the featured post there. You can have a link to the online filing cabinet that I have about the Vancouver Police. So basically what happened was 2 police officers escorted me out of a hotel after I called 911 because the hotel wouldn't report a crime. So then the hotel turned away the police officers, and then when the police officers finally did arrive, they arrived to specifically escort me out of the hotel. On top of all of that, the hotel then double charged me for the last night, which, incredibly enough, they also didn't turn the power on in the room. So by not turning the power on in the room, they weren't legally allowed to charge me at all. And yet, in front of the 2 police officers at the desk, were arguing about the fee for the extra night, which had already showed that I'd paid on the 12th of June. Anyway, the extra night being the 15th to the 16th. Which was not an extra night because I did pay for it. So I called 911 on June 15th at 10:53 a.m. And from the hotel phone, I was in room 1107. And the hotel then turned the police away. And on June 16th at about 3:30 p.m. in the afternoon, 2 police officers came from the Vancouver Police, and they picked me up and basically just dragged me out of the hotel. I mean, I had barricaded myself into the hotel, so they were clearly not caring about my safety. And then they just set me loose. So on top of that, they're also speaking not English. So on their video cameras, and I'm sure they have it all recorded and stuff like that. But if a court interpreter ever were to look at that, sorry, the Canadian taxpayers would have to pay for a court interpreter to translate what the police officers weren't saying in any official language in English. So, who would know why they were speaking in that language? I don't know. Anyway, that all happened, and I've been gently breaking it to the Vancouver Police that, by the way, I mean, you have the history with the suicide of the Constable Nicole the other year, and the bullying that was happening in the Vancouver Police. Well, that just the extent of how deep that goes is really connected to the Sandman Hotel downtown Vancouver that I stayed at, because they have a very funny relationship there. I mean, what hotel is able to call the police as their personal security officers after the guy in the hotel room calls 911? Like, that's beyond me. I don't even understand that. So I was thinking, because the owner, the mid-level director of the hotel, he also threatened me by email with criminal allegations, which are completely false. So I really wasn't sure what to do. So yesterday I sent a rather impolite email to the Vancouver team suggesting that, if this guy, Paul Bannis, if he really just wants to keep going false accusations like that, and the Vancouver Police are not going to let me report that there's even a crime in progress while they're standing in front of me and the crime is happening. Like, what am I supposed to do? Am I supposed to just challenge them to a schoolyard fight? Like, really? So I'm still waiting for an answer from the Vancouver team about that, because it's really childish of them to not allow me to begin criminal proceedings against this guy. Like first of all, he's double booked me for a room that I wasn't allowed to have power in. But second of all, the police officers let him in front of my face when I showed the police officer that I already paid for that night. The police officer says, "No, I don't understand what you're talking about. You have to pay again." How do I have to pay 2 times for the same night? Like, who does that? And then you're trying to convince me that I'm crazy? So, so we're going to need to figure out, who's crazy on this one. And that involves the whole delusional aspect about life. So we're going to need to go to a psychiatrist at some point. Now, I was thinking about doing that from the hotel, but who really wants to go back there? I mean, that place is the bottom of bottoms. The whole place should be torn down. I have video evidence of them breaking the health code even. So that's the Sandman Hotel, 180 West Georgia Street. And so I'm thinking, a friend of mine just said, maybe just take a couple days to calm down. And I thought, that's not a bad suggestion. So I'm going to take a couple days to just calm down, let this digest a little bit, percolate a little bit maybe. And then remember the fact that I burnt my mouth on the coffee as I was leaving the hotel room in such a hurry because the police were basically dragging me out of there. And I thought they were actually there to help me. Like, holy cow. Well, when you call 911, is that not make sure that the person is actually okay? Is that not the whole purpose of that service? Wow, going back to the Nicole bullying case and the psychiatrists who are accused of wrongdoing because they actually believed her. Okay, Vancouver Police. I mean, whoa, I did not realize that you guys were really that corrupt. So we're going to have to... yeah, we're going to have to investigate that one.